Guys, welcome back to the channel. We have got some Dokkan battle content for you today. We're going to be going through the latest kind of, I guess, mini celebration that has kicked off, and the latest update on the global version of the game. But if you can drop a like on the video, that'll be very much your support will be very much appreciated, should I say. And if you, of course, haven't been enjoying the content, also if you are new and you do enjoy what you see, if you can think about hitting that subscribe button, as I said, all support is very much appreciated. But a lot of you would have seen, if you've been on the global version of the game today, after the maintenance, we did get the, I think the 4.16 update has been added to the game. No, 4.17 or 4.17.6 update, which brought along the main thing being support memories. LR Tapion Minotia dropped today. So if you've been summoned on that banner, let me know how your luck went. Did you pull them? Did you get some other LRs? How did it go? Let me know down in the comments. And first off, we'll go over the Tapion stuff. As I said, the LR banner dropped. They've discounted the first multi to 35 stones. So they're really trying to sucker some people in with summons before year 6 to just, as I said, suck up those last few stones before the 6-year anniversary celebration does begin. So yeah, I mean, would I spend stones? Would I advise you to spend stones in this banner? Probably not, because as I said before, you probably would be taking as much of your stones into the year 6 celebration as possible. I mean, considering it is discounted to 35 stones, if you're, if you really are tempted and want to try your luck and try and pull an LR, or specifically LR Minotia or LR Tapion Minotia, sorry, because they are a very good unit. Then yeah, maybe tempt your luck on just the one, discounted multi, give that a go, and then save the rest for year 6. Considering, as I said as well, Tapion's EZA is indeed out in the game as well, which means a bonus 30 stones. You know them ones where you forget to turn off your notifications. Thanks, Depop. But we carry on, we move, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's an extra 30 stones to add to the bank balance, or the stone bank account going into year 6, which is nice. Or you can use some of those 30 stones, as I said, to do probably the discount multi on the LR Tapion and Minotia banner if you really want to try your luck. And also, I mean, you're probably going to do it anyway, but I definitely advise doing Tapion's EZA because it is very good, and he looks like a very good unit for the likes of ESBR, considering he gets that 120 attacking defense boost, and I think 50% damage reduction, which he has anyway, so he's just an out and out tank. A very good unit, as I said, for ESBR, and probably a legendary Goku event as well. But yeah, so definitely grind this, and as I said, if you really want to try your luck on the LR Tapion and Minotia banner, at least you can have essentially 30 stones coming off of this Tapion EZA, which I haven't even started yet, as you can see, so bear with. You'll either get a Tapion EZA Tapion video tomorrow or the day after, and then I'll probably do like a video or two extra taking him into the likes of SBR, ESBR, or maybe the legendary Goku event, and really test him out and see how he does in the more challenging events. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, as I said, in terms of the update, we got support memories. I'll quickly run through the Guidance of Fate Returning Hero campaign. You basically essentially got the campaign, which is probably a few bonus extra stones, stone sales, so the legendary summon banner, mysterious ritual, the EZA of course, and just returning story events. I can't remember which story event, but you do have an item in the barber shop, and what they call, I think what they called Ramrams or something. I can't remember the names. Ranrans, that's the one. Which I'd probably advise you grind some of these up as well, so you can stock up Yukai's for the year 6 banners, or the likes of UI Goku, SSB, Vegeta, or any other units you don't have, you pull off the year 6 banners. So yeah, grind up your Kais for that as well. And once you've done that, or if you don't need them, I mean, you always need extra Kais, right? Then you could grind some Hercule stashes as well, because ETAs aren't cheap, as we've seen. So yeah, you probably want to grind that. I probably will forget or won't do it because I'm lazy, so do as I say, not as I do. That's just a small tip for you. But that's not what we want. We go back to the news. And yeah, that's everything in there. The only other thing they're adding, which is quite decent, I didn't know that was coming with this, was a Patan Battle, which, by the way, if you do not grind orbs, hidden potential orbs, or orb potential orbs, why am I struggling? Orbs for the hidden potential system from this, you're kind of doing it wrong. Literally, I can't remember. It's everything you can grind for Patan Battle, which is what? Training items, Zenny. And for some reason, I can't remember what the other thing is. There's something else you can grind from this, and I can't remember for some reason. You can grind all in the game anyway. So make sure you're grinding orbs from that. If you haven't started doing that already, or you kind of split them up, or you don't solely grind orbs, make sure on the second Baton battle you're grinding orbs, because you don't get a lot of those in the game. You mainly get your bulk from they give them out, so make sure you're always grinding orbs from Baton battle. But the second one of that is coming as well. We've also got the 37th World Tournament, which, by the way, let me know down in the comments as well. Do you still play World Tournament? Because I haven't played World Tournament in ages, and I mean ages. So yeah, let me know if you still play World Tournament. I mean, I probably should, and again, I probably advise you to as well. You know, don't proper like grind out the rewards. I mean, you can do if you want, especially if you want the Kid Vegeta, which I kind of want because it's a Vegeta card, but I hate World Tournament. It still needs a revamp after all these years, but it'll probably be a good thing to grind a bit because you can get some bonus stones. Again, if you want to try your luck on the LR Tapion Minotia banner, which I don't advise unless you do that one discounted 35 stone multi, but mainly so you can grind some extra stones going into year 6 to try and get yourself an LR UI Goku and SSB Vegeta. Other than that, it's just a few more story events, so nothing too important. But the main thing that came after the maintenance, of course, as I said, was the 3 point... I've gone past it, haven't I? I've gone past it, haven't I? There it is. There we go. The 4.17.6 update, which it's optimized the character for coins page. Characters that do not meet the conditions will be grayed out. There's also integrated Pilos Trove into the shop. The main thing, of course, as I said, is support memories, which came around the year 6 celebration over on JP. They've integrated the system into the game. You don't have support memories, aren't actually in the game yet, but they've integrated like the actual system, the actual function after this update. But you can't use support memories yet. They'll be added, as I said, I think when the I'm pretty sure when the year 6 celebration does start. But you know, if you haven't read this or haven't gone over it, support memory, a new type of item, will soon be available. You can use it in quest and event. If you didn't know, they're very similar to how support items essentially work, and they have similar effects. Film is required to activate a support memory. The support memory you bring with you will be automatically activated when the conditions are met, and film of the corresponding color will be consumed. In order to use support memories in quests and events, you must complete them first by collecting a certain number of them. And it shows you here, you need 100 for this this oolong one, and then support memory completed. He's got 10. You know, shows you how much you owned on the left, how much you need on the right, which is 100. For more information on support memories, and then it shows you the help button, and then they fix some bugs as well. Essentially, what my friend told me, because he plays JP in global, whereas I just main global. So I know a lot of the stuff that's coming, but a lot of it I don't completely pay attention to, like fully in depth. It's the same with units as well. Like I know some units are coming, but I don't completely look at their passives and memorize everything. So essentially a lot of the stuff still stays fresh for me when it does come on global. I do know a lot of stuff is coming. Let me know if you do that as well, if that makes sense. I think it does. But yeah, essentially from what he told me, again, shout out to Ben, massive help when it comes to some of this stuff. Because I said he plays both global and JP. Support memories, essentially they kind of get their own, what I gathered, they're kind of like, you can grind them from story events, and mainly the film you grind from story events as well. And some stages get, I think the story event stages get film added to it, and some of them also, they've added new stages for you to specifically grind film, and you can also grind the actual support memories from some story events in the same way as well. And I think also some of the actual support memories themselves that you want to use and are needed are given out as well. So you can grind film from story events. I think they add it to old ones, and they add extra events to old story events to grind film. The same with the actual support memory itself. You can grind some of them, and some of them they also give out, if I remember rightly. If I've got some of that wrong, or if there's anything else you need to add to that that goes with support memories, then do let me know down in the comments. It'll be very much appreciated. And yeah, other than that, that's everything they've added to the game after the update. But we're going to go take a look at Tapion's EZA over on the Dokkan Battle Wiki. So guys, we're over on the Dokkan Battle Wiki, and of course we're going to be looking at his EZA. In terms of the major differences before his EZA, I know the giant, like his leader skill changes. It goes from giant form category key plus 3 HP attack and defense 150. I'm pretty sure 160. I'm pretty sure in his super attack he gets a defense. He lowers enemies' defense as well, and his passive gets a little bit of a rework as well. Other than that, I don't think, I'll say not too much changes. It's just a few extra bonuses to what's already there. So we'll go through the major changes. Yeah, it's the 160 on the leader skill, which is quite nice considering I think he's one of the only giant form leaders in the entire game. So getting his EZA done for eventually giant form ESBR, definitely useful, and getting that extra 10% buff on the HP attack and defense will be useful when you be doing the ESBR eventually. And yeah, super attack goes from causes immense damage to enemy and lowers attack, which is lowers attack by 20% for 3 turns, goes to causes immense damage to enemy and lowers attack and defense for 20% for 3 turns. So that's pretty decent, very good for ESBR. You know, lowering attack and defense of the ESBR enemies. You know, they hit really hard on ESBR, so lowering the attack, yeah, is very important. But also lowering that defense, so you can get that extra damage put in to you know, get through the event quicker and save your items. That's a very decent effect on his super attack. And on his passive, before he had the reduced damage received by 50% and then attack plus 150%, defense plus 50%. When HP is 50% or less, breaks Phantom Margin Seal when conditions are met. Of course, that's when he transforms to Herodogone. After he's been EZA'd, his passive changes to attack and defense plus 120%, so he loses the flat 150 on his attack, but he does gain 100 defense on his 120% on his defense rather than just 50. So he gets a flat 120 on both, which I think is much better, well-rounded, and he gets a massive defense buff on top of the fact that he still reduces damage received by 50% with 120% added onto his defense. That's very good. As I said, a very good unit for ESBR, just like his LR counterpart with Minotia. And then instead of the as I said, the flat 150 attack boost, he gets 120 on attack and defense, but now he also gets attack plus 80% and HP is 50% or less, and then breaks Phantom Margin Seal when conditions are met. So it's pretty decent. As I said, you lose the flat 150 on the attack, but you do get the bonus 80% when HP is, you know, 50% or less, taken up to 200% on attack alone. And that's why you're lowering attack and defense as well, which is pretty decent. And to be fair, Tapion, you're not really bringing for out and out damage input or output, sorry. Especially because his links aren't the greatest for key. He literally has one key link, which is Revival. There's a few decent units on that. We'll go through that in a minute. But in terms of key links, he literally only has one, which is Revival. Other than that, it's oh, and Transform as well, key +2. Which, I mean, they're not the greatest links, if I'm being honest, but at least he does have Fierce Battle. But in terms of the key links, those are the only ones he has. Yeah, he's so good. He's so good. I ain't even used him, but he's so good. As I said, that 120% on attack and defense now, and he still keeps the damage reduction 50%. He's just an out and out tank and would be perfect for ESBR. Then of course, when HP is 50% or less, which is once only. But don't forget as well, because of his leader skill, maximum number turn in giant form +1 for all allies, which is pretty decent as well, which all allies gain an additional chance to turn giant form during battle. So if he is the lead and you're running or not the lead, sorry, or yeah, the lead, when you're doing giant form ESBR, your one won't be able to transform twice, but a friend Tapion will, which is pretty useful. Also, since he only works one, for example, on yours, whether he's your lead or not, and you're using Tapion in like ESBR, for example, after he transforms and you can't transform again, don't forget that transformation when he turns into Herodogone, which again we will show you that now. Herodogone, in terms of the differences as well between these two, before I carry on with what I'm saying, he greatly raises attack temporarily by 50%, and then causes destructive damage to enemy and lowers defense, whereas before he didn't lower the defense, and he lowers defense as well by 40% for 3 turns. That's very good. And let's not forget as well, when you're transformed into a giant form, that's basically a free turn. Potentially 1 or 2 turns, 3 turns where you take no damage. Yes, you don't do as much damage as obviously pre-transformation, but you are essentially going to be lowering enemies' defenses by 40% for 3 turns on a free turn, essentially, because you're taking no damage, which is pretty decent again in ESBR. But as I was saying, after you get that transformation off once and your Tapion can't do it anymore, I mean, it's not all bad. It's not all bad, because you'll get that 120% attack and defense bonus, and then if you're getting his super attack off, his 12 key, then when your HP is 50% or less, which is very risky in ESBR, but if you're ever in that situation, Tapion will have 200% added to his attack, which is pretty decent. You know, after you've used his transformation to Herodogone and you don't have it anymore for that battle alone. But that's not bad. He can put out, you know, potentially put out some decent numbers for his standards, you know, during SBR if need be, but only of course after, you know, post transformation, once you don't have that anymore. So yeah, the only thing that kind of lets Tapion down, as I said, is pretty much his links. He only has 2 key links, which is Revival and Transform, which isn't too bad because, as I said, the main reason why you're taking him is purely to be a tank and for that damage reduction. So you're not really going to be too concerned with getting, you know, his super attack off a lot or him dealing numbers. But as I said, can be if you need him to, or if you do get his 12 key off, and especially if you've already, you know, had him transform once to Herodogone, you'll be dealing a decent amount of damage, especially if you got, you know, you got dupes into him, got some orbs put into him, which I think mine is rainbowed. So, I mean, that means he's going to be, you know, tanking even more and doing a little bit extra damage, especially with additionals and crits, which also means with additionals, you're going to be lowering attack and defense a whole lot more, which is, again, very, very useful for ESBR. But in terms of his links, 2 main key links are, of course, Revival and Transform. Revival's not bad. You know, you've got a few units he'll get some key from, you know, like the LR Cell. You know, you've also got the AGL Golden Freezer, who's also a great tank and also has an EZA. You've got the Transforming Ultimate Tech Gohan. You've also got the Golden Freezer as well. He also has an EZA, again, another tank. Fortunately, this one of the best units in the game. You know, Garlic Jr. isn't out on Global. That's the one on Global yet, but a very, very good unit nonetheless. Again, this is something I always forget, and I've seen some people say it on Reddit and that. I actually forget that he's on both movie heroes and movie bosses. So, you know, just remember that. I know Garlic Jr. ain't on there, but that's just something I forget. You've also got the Strength Bojack as well, which is a very good unit. Who else is in there? This Boo isn't too bad after he's built up. But yeah, there's not too many units on the Revival. There's a few decent ones. And then in terms of Transform, you know, again, you have Metal Cooler, which he's not too bad of a unit. Cumber's not bad in on SBR. I haven't really used them on ESBR, but there's a lot less on Transform, even though there's not many on Revival in the first place. So his key links aren't the greatest. As I said, there's a few decent units that he can link to, but yeah, not many at all, especially when you're going in the likes of ESBR or Legendary Goku event. But you know, those are some of them. In terms of his teams he goes on, you've got Giant Form, of course, which he's the leader of. Resurrected Warriors, which Gohan's on that team. I'm pretty sure that Int Cell's on there as well, isn't he? As well. I mean, you got the LR Demon King Piccolo as well. Yeah, that Int Cell's on there as well. Which actually he only links, which I completely forgot. He only links to this cell after this cell's transformed. So do keep that in mind. And is there anyone else in there? Yeah, you got the Golden Freezer, 2 EZA Golden Freezers, as I said, the Ultimate Tech Gohan. And eventually Garlic Jr. when he does come out. Such a good unit. I can't wait for him to come out on Global. And he's only a side unit. The Strength Bojack. Yeah, so those are the unit in terms of Resurrected Warriors. Those are the main ones he's linking to. What other teams we got there? Resurrected Warriors movie bosses as well. Again, you've got Bojack being the key one. Time Travelers, movie heroes, siblings bonds, and storied figures, which of course is the leader skill that LR, Tapion, and Minotia have. Siblings bonds, of course, Gohan is on there as well in terms of his made key links. As I said, the key links are not too much of an issue because you're not bringing this Tapion for key links. As I said, the damage output can be there if you do get his super attack off, and you're mainly bringing him to be a tank and for that 50% damage reduction, which is very, very nice to have. As I said, on the likes of ESBR, he's very good for ESBR. He's built for ESBR, and not to mention could probably do really, really well in the Legendary Goku event also. But that is everything. I'm going to stop my rambling. That was everything covered. I know you've probably seen it by going onto the game, but why not cover it as well? And again, I know these like EZAs and stuff I said before on the LR Tapion and Minotia reaction. I know these units are already on JP, and you know, seeing their, like, for example, super attack animations, active skills, EZAs already out on JP. But as I said before, it's still nice to go over them when they're coming to Global because it is still essentially new. But there's also some people that don't really use Twitter or don't use it at all, don't really pay attention to JP, so this is all new to them. So, you know, it's still worth covering. And, you know, as I said, personally, I know when stuff's coming. Like, I knew this was coming eventually, and I know when certain stuff's being added to the game, like the support memories. I don't fully pay attention and look into what some units do, or specifically what things do in general on the game, to essentially to still keep things fresh. It's still worth covering at least. And, you know, if you did find it useful, then that's good, because at least if one person finds it useful, then that's my job done. But if you did find it useful, then consider hitting that like button, and if you are enjoying the content, hit that subscribe button. It'd be very much appreciated. Don't forget to turn the bell on to be notified when I drop new videos like this one, and also the My Hero Strongest Hero content as well. But yeah, I'm gonna end this one here, and as always guys, I'll see you in the next one, and peace.